Welcome back, everyone. The Lloydminster Hospital will be without central air for a while as more delays are unfolding following the June 9th rainstorm. Prairie North Health Region has been advised that portions of the facility's heating, ventilation and air conditioning that were damaged by rainwater will now have to be replaced. They are currently planning for the new replacement ducts. Once a plan is finalized, the appropriate parts will need to be ordered, followed by installation. The ductwork delays are expected to be finished by the end of July. In the meantime, 5 temporary cooling units will remain at the hospital to keep patients and staff comfortable. Well, it's an unusual problem. The Lloydminster Airport has been dealing with animals on the runway. Last week, City Council approved the funds to finish building a massive fence around the airport. The last leg of the project comes with an $80,000 price tag for the city. The airport has had issues with wildlife and farm animals on the property.
Increase the safety at the airport for the aircraft. You don't want to have an animal run out in front of the aircraft on finals or departure. Basically, that's the main purpose of this, and security is a big part, to keep people from just walking out there and driving out.
3/4 of the airport has been fenced already, costing about $180,000. The new money approved by council will allow them to finish the fencing around the hangars, which is the most important part.
We've gotten rid of quite a few of the deer. We used to have about 44 living on the airport because of it. It was just barbed wire fence before, so now it's actually elk fence going all the way around the property, so that really helped us out. So now we just have to finish off this last little bit.
Construction is expected to start by the end of August. And yesterday we told you about Maple Flag, an aerial combat exercise that takes place at 4 Wing Cold Lake. A big part of what makes the training event so dynamic and realistic are the types of threats used in these scenarios. In particular, the Alpha Jets. Nicole Stilgler has more.
These are the Alpha Jets. Their job is to play the role of the enemy for the Blue Forces during Maple Flag, trying to represent what would be considered a current threat.
We have the ability to provide electronic warfare against the Blue Air, and it's really flying a tactic that gives the Blue Air a problem that they have to solve as part of their training for that day.
Discovery Air Defense is a civilian company that operates the fleet of Alpha Jets. Since 2005, they've had a contract with the Canadian Armed Forces to provide combat support and adversary training.
Our portion of it is relatively scripted, so we fly that script to the best of our ability so that we maintain a consistent threat that the Blue Air can plan against.
Jeff Beckett is a civilian contractor. He's been a part of 11 Maple Flags with the company, but has flown in about 25 of the exercises with the military. He knows firsthand how important it is for allied countries to train together in a controlled environment.
I had the opportunity during the first Gulf War to see integration of other militaries in a conflict, so an exercise like this is key to allowing that to happen more smoothly.
Nicole Stilger, Newcap News.
And students at St. Mary's Elementary School are learning about Canada. And in this week's Beyond the Classroom, Nicole Stilger explains how one hands-on project is allowing them to educate others while celebrating one of their own.
An interactive map of Canada consumes the gym at St. Mary's, where students are embarking on a bit of a road trip.
We have the students find out how big Canada is and all the different things you can do in the summertime. Every province has 2 stops. They get to do 2 activities in every province, and then they get to taste some of the food that is in that province.
It's all part of their social studies curriculum. They've been studying the history of Canada, and now Joan Hill's class is sharing their knowledge with the rest of the school.
When they come to our station, we get to say facts about Canada and teach them, and then with the older kids, we give them a pop quiz.
But it's the hands-on element that Hill says keeps everyone engaged.
And they're learning through experiencing things instead of just writing about things or talking about it. The whole visual of Canada spread out instead of just doing it at their desk, or even small stations for them to actually go to the province, to get on a road trip and travel to a province. They like that, and they can physically feel it.
There are a bunch of mountains, like Rocky Mountains in BC, and PEI, they're fishing, and none of it, they're building an X-Trucks, and they're really cool with rocks.
The project also serves as a bit of a farewell to Hill from her students.
Mrs. Hill is retiring, and she's going on a road trip across Canada. This is our way of saying goodbye to Mrs. Hill.
Nicole Stilger, Newcap News.
This is Newcap Sports.
Well, the Lloydminster Extreme have been a model of inconsistency over the course of the 2017 season. One game they're good, the next not so much. If there ever was a time to be the former, it was Saturday against the Lakeland Heat, and they didn't disappoint. Lance Phillips with more.
A final score of 9-8, one goal. All that separated the Extreme from a win against the Rocky Mountain Lacrosse League's top Junior B team. A back-and-forth game where Lloydminster held a one-goal lead in the third period. Yet despite an afternoon when they deserved better, the Extreme remain upbeat about a second straight high-quality performance.
You know, a great effort again. You can't really fault the guys. You lose by one. It's not the end of the world by any means. The guys played really hard today. Got a great effort out of Petrie, another rookie goaltender for us. So not mad about anything.
No, I think we played a great game. There's lots of effort out there. We played the whole 60 minutes today. We had them. It was close the whole time.
Yet lingering errors in play still plague Lloydminster's game. Errors that could have been avoided late in the contest.
Yeah, I guess guys starting to think that guys are open when I don't feel they are. Those are tough passes to come across the middle like that and be able to catch in traffic.
With playoffs just over 2 weeks away and Lloydminster hosting the first round July 8th and 9th, Murray is confident, given what he's seen from his team recently.
I feel like we're on the up and up. I feel like we're progressing to something pretty good here. Once we get a few guys back from injuries, we held a couple guys out tonight that are pretty big for us, and they're coming back, and we should be ready to go here for playoffs.
Lance Phillips, Newcap Sports, Lloydminster.
And after a pair of weekend wins, spirits are high for the Northwest Prairie Pirates, and most of the team's success can be attributed to one key aspect important to any team: coaching. Josh Herback South, who played ball at Division I, Cal State Northridge, and Colorado State University, is enjoying his first year coaching the Pirates, but even he knows that you never stop learning, no matter what role you take in the game.
Well, what I've learned is no matter what, you stick with the plan, you stick with what you put forward, and you just hope that you're going to come out on top.
And sticking with the plan may finally be starting to pay off for a team that struggled to produce wins over the first half of the season. Like any new venture, the learning curve may be steep, but can yield high rewards at the same time.
Personally, it's been nothing short of great getting to know these young men and being part of this community and given the opportunity from Derek and Dave.
But the reward also comes in team form, especially after a two-game sweep of the Regina Wolfpack.
Today was our best day of baseball as a whole, as the best 14 innings we've played. So we'll try and carry that momentum into the next game.